Okay, we're doing LeetCode 135 Candy, and let's just get straight into this code. So we're gonna do, we first need to get a variable that returns the length of the list ratings. So n is gonna equal to len ratings. This is just gonna come in handy when we do the next thing, which is create a new array list called candy, which is gonna basically be the indicator, the array list of how much candy is going to be distributed to each child based on the rating. We're going to set this to 1, an array list of 1, and we're just going to copy the amount of lengths that are in n, so we just multiply by n. So what does this create? It creates whatever the amount of elements in list ratings is just going to fill it with 1s. Okay. So now we're going to need our first for loop, and it's for I in range. And it's going to be 1 through n. So the reason why we're starting at 1 and not 0 is because what we're first going to ask is the current index greater than the index before it, right? The element in the index before it. So if we started at index 0, it would just bug out, right? Because there's nothing in before index 0. So if ratings I is greater than ratings I minus 1, so in the position before it, right? What we're going to do is aggregate to our candy value that we want it to increase by ratings. However, the element in ratings is I minus 1, right? That number, we're going to just plus 1, okay? So we're going to reward between the index and the index minus 1, we're going to reward the element with a higher rating, okay? That's our first for this is going from left to right, so this is checking the current index with the index to its left. So this is checking for its left neighbor as we're going from left to right. So now we need to do the opposite. For I in range, and I already see an error that I made. We're returning candy, not ratings. And that's something that I always get mixed up in. You're returning the same exact value that is in candy, you're just going to aggregate one, right? Because you're rewarding a value. You're not taking any the elements in ratings already, you're just taking whatever is in here, the ones, you're just going to add a point, you're just going to reward, you're going to give them candy. So now we're going to do n minus 2. So first of all, this we're going from right to left, so everything needs to be negative, right? Indicator to Python that we're going backwards, and we're going to stop at the value of negative 1. The reason why we stop at negative 2 is because it's the same thing with index 0 and 1. If you were to stop at index minus 1, there'd be nothing for it to check and it would break the loop. So you need to stop at index minus 2 is the element right before the final element at the beginning of the list. And for this one, you're going to return if ratings I is greater than ratings I plus 1. And the reason why we're doing I plus 1 is because in a negative array list, as you're going right to left, if you're adding a number from the negative value, you're actually going left. And remember that we're checking the current value with the element to its right, right? The current value to element to its right. So we need to add a number to the index. And so when you do that, you're going to fill it in, you're going to aggregate it to candy list. But the difference here is that you need to return a max between two values. And those two values are going to be either your ratings I plus 1 plus whatever that value would be plus 1, and you're going to check if this number that we produced here is greater than candy, not ratings, candy, and candy at I. So you want to return the greater number because you don't want to replace a number on the right hand side with a number. If the number on the left hand side is greater than the number on the right hand side, you don't want to just replace it. You want to take the max of both numbers. I just want to check if everything's okay. If not, it's okay, we'll just fix it. But we're going to return the sum of our array list candy. That's going to indicate the total amount of candy that is distributed. Let's see if I made any mistakes. Sometimes I spell ratings wrong. Like this, rantings. And this is accepted. This question doesn't really ask for any like O of 1 or O and N constraints. but it works. It beats 98%, 7 milliseconds, so not bad. If we wanted to check the complexity, this is an O of n, so I think it's because if you look in our code, this list candy is growing exponentially with the amount of inputs that we're giving it. It's growing in O of n. Thank you.